Okay, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be covering the Pico Motion Trackers within Steam VR. Now, there's a few things to note here. I've seen a few videos online saying that these trackers just don't work in Steam VR. That's not true. Unfortunately, with the nature of PC VR and all the different ways the games handle tracking points, these are essentially emulating a Vive tracker, as you can tell on my wrist and my feet. All of the other estimation points, like chest, shoulders, elbows, waist, these are not physical trackers on me. The only ones I have strapped to me are the ankles. So, depending on what the game looks to, that can change the compatibility. So, again, if a game doesn't know what to do when every tracker's estimated and presented to it like this, it might not work. So, I'll go over a few games that I've got here. I don't really have that many games in my library with full body tracking, so if I leave everything on and selected within the Pico's configuration here, and go to VR chat first of all. Okay, so I've just booted into VR chat and I'm kicking my legs and nothing is happening. So this is the part you would panic, like your tracker's not working sort of thing. So in VR chat at least, you need to just click configure full body tracking. If you don't see that button, then just go into this main settings, scroll down. What I would advise doing straight away is selecting the user real height. You can try the auto, make sure it's getting that right, because if your real height is not correct and the avatar doesn't match, when you've got full body tracking, everything will be in the wrong place. And this game is entirely dependent on the avatar quality and the points of the skeleton that match up to wherever your estimated trackers are. So I'm just going to do calibrate full body tracking. It is enabled here. And the way VR chat handles this, it just wants you to do a T-pose with your arms left to right outside. Click the triggers. Got my arms back and I've now got feet. So if I go up to the mirror here, just so you can see what is going on. So everything's tracking as it should. I've got hip estimation. I've got a bit of chest. And now, not that I've got a chest tracker, but it still does something like that. This is entirely dependent on the avatar, and I'm sure people are more clued up than me with the VR chat avatars and all the skeleton points they need to be accurate to what you're doing. I mean, I'm not going to go over every pose. You can sit down, you can crouch, you can do whatever. But with the avatars like this, if it seems broken, it is quite simply a case of just turning off an estimation point, because in some cases, like having the waist or the shoulders will cause an avatar to fold upon itself. So if I lift my leg up and you see like this fold in, obviously you can see there's no estimation anymore for the chest there, so everything's breaking when I go down. It's just an experimentation of your estimating trackers and what the avatar can do, so that's now fixed again. So that's VR chat out the way. There's way too many variables with avatars and skeleton points for me to go over everything, but if it seems broken, have a play with some of these. You can do it while you're in Steam VR, and then it will change the way your avatar reacts. So that's Steam VR out the way, and VR chat. So I'm going to exit VR chat. And I'll leave everything connected and I'll go to something like Dance Dash. And it shouldn't take too long to load, but if it does, I'll speed it up in edit. Okay, we're fine. So I did say keep still and I didn't keep still, but straight away my feet are accurate and they're tracked. So I haven't got to do anything with this game, which is nice. So again, I don't really need to go in and play the game, but you can see my feet are reacting and I've not had to do anything to the game. So I can exit out of this, and again, all of these options are here if you do need them. So next one I'm going to cover is Final Soccer. Now, I know this doesn't work, so what I'm going to do is just very quickly show what the problem is with this game. So there's many ways that it can track your feet in this game, and one of those ways is physically strapping your hand controllers to your feet, which is obviously not good. So it's saying to calibrate feet, press the menu button, which I believe is going to be the poke through the nose gap Y on the left controller. And this is obviously just giving you a few options. Full body tracking, two trackers, one tracker, tape. It's telling me to place my feet on the markers, which is going to be asking me to tape my controllers to my feet, which is not what I want to do. You can see that I've got tracking points on my hip. That's no good. So what I'm going to do here is change this. So I'm going to get rid of everything. So I've just got my ankles. I'm going to go back. You might have to restart the game here. So it's just ankles, as the game would expect if you were taping a controller down to your feet. Let's get to calibration screen again, and you can see that this is now working. So it's just asked me to stand on the markers and gives me my feet. So, like I said, if the game doesn't work properly, have a play with the tracking points, because this quite clearly wouldn't have ever worked if I left everything enabled. This is super easy to do. You can do it the long way around in configuration files if you really need to, but this is very quickly just disabling the trackers to actual Steam VR. So if I exit the game here so I can show you what's happening in the desktop on Steam VR. All of these have now disabled, so it presents a lot of trackers to Steam VR, and these are all emulated Vive trackers with different points on your body. So that's your full control in this situation. And there is one more game I have in my library, which is Blade and Sorcery. I do not know what it is with this game. This is the third time I've purchased this game on Steam VR. Way back in early access I had it. It was just jank and horrible. Refunded it. A little bit before the actual game release, I bought it again when I had Pico developer trackers. Again, developer trackers were working everywhere in Steam VR, would not work in this game. And it turned out it's not just me, it's even the actual Vive trackers were not working in this game, and you needed mods to fix it and all sorts. I've exhausted all of my options with this game. I cannot get it working. So, same thing, I've gone through every situation I can, giving hips and ankles, knees, wrists, every combination I can think of. I do not know what it is with Blade and Sorcery, so this is the 1.0 version of the game, and it just will not pick up the trackers. I'm probably going to have to go down a rabbit hole of mods and stuff to fix this game, but it should not be that way. A quick Google can tell you it's not just the Pico trackers to blame here, it's just the full body tracking implementation in general just doesn't work. So let's try speed this up in edit. It's probably going to take time. Or not. So let's go play and select, and it just says auto trackers. There's nothing I can do here. This is the issue I've always had with this game. The only time I've ever had it working was with mods, but then it would just completely be the opposite way. To stand here, mod, this doesn't work with this version of the game. I don't know what to do. If anyone else knows how to get Blade and Sorcery full body tracking working, please let me know, and I can reassess it, but this is the only game I cannot get working with leg trackers. And it's not like they're not working. I can see them in Steam VR, they are presented. They just will not pick up in this game. So, unfortunately, I know everyone wants to play Blade and Sorcery. I would love to play it too, but until they can fix that issue, I really don't want to waste my time trying to find workarounds and fixes for a game that touts full body tracking release as part of its full main 1.0 release. Waited. They didn't fix it. So, yeah, anyone's got suggestions for this, great, let me know. But for everything else, whatever you come across, just be wary. All of these are estimation points, and if the game doesn't want to see them, so some games might want to see a hip and they might want ankles, some games might want chest and just the general triangle, just have a play with these and it should fix any concerns you have in Steam VR. It's pretty easy once you've done it once. I mean, you know what stuff needs to use, and it may even save them on a per game basis. So yeah, everything is working apart from Blade and Sorcery. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, hope it helps.